Look closely at the lower third of your face. If you are tracking persistent, deep, tender nodules, localized strictly along your jawline, the perimeter of your chin, or the upper columns of your neck, your external cleansing routines are completely irrelevant. Most people see a flare-up and immediately try to scrub it away with harsh chemical acids or double cleansing oils. This is a profound biological misunderstanding. Your jawline is not a collection zone for surface bacteria. It is an anatomical receptor field wired directly into your central nervous system. When your internal biology undergoes an endocrine shift, the lower third of your face acts as a physical output terminal, printing out the exact state of your hormonal ledger, trying to wash away a hormonally driven dermal eruption with a topical soap is equivalent to a repainting the exterior walls of a building while the internal electrical grid is actively short-circuiting. In our first session, we established the baseline of the gut-skin axis. Today, we leave digestion behind and enter the intricate matrix of the endocrine engine. We are decoding the precise biochemical pathways of a silent, invisible stress chemical that does not just trigger oil production, it actively dismantles the structural scaffolding of your skin cells from the inside out. Stress isn't just a feeling, it is a physical catalyst, melting your dermal elasticity framework in real time. This is level 2, the cortisol meltdown. To understand why your skin flares up during periods of high cognitive load or sleep deprivation, we must track a specialized survival highway known as the HPA axis, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. When your brain perceives an ambient stressor, whether that stressor is an upcoming corporate deadline, financial anxiety, or artificial blue light emitting from your screen at 1 a.m., your hypothalamus releases corticotropin releasing hormone. This triggers your pituitary gland to signal your adrenal glands, situated right above your kidneys, to flood your bloodstream with a glucocorticoid hormone known as cortisol. In an evolutionary survival scenario, cortisol is an elegant asset. It downregulates non-essential systems like digestion and cellular repair to redirect glucose and oxygen to your skeletal muscles so you can run from danger. However, in the full modern landscape, your stresses never truly resolve. Your brain stays locked in a low-grade, continuous fight-or-flight feedback loop, keeping your circulating cortisol levels chronically elevated. When cortisol remains high for extended periods, it shifts from a survival tool to a destructive biological weapon that destroys your skin matrix through 3 distinct molecular pathways. Pathway 1. Sebum overactivation. Deep inside your pores sit your sebaceous glands, responsible for manufacturing the natural lipids that keep your skin barrier soft. These glands are heavily populated with specialized cortisol receptors. When chronic cortisol binds to these receptors, it acts as an aggressive molecular Command switch, forcing the glands to overproduce sebum, but under stress hormones, your body synthesizes a thick, highly viscous, sticky lipid profile that pulls at the base, trapping dead cells, cutting off oxygen, and creating the absolute perfect breeding ground for acne, causing bacteria. Pathway 2. The catabolic melt. Cortisol is inherently catabolic. When cortisol saturates your dermal layers, it begins to systematically drill into your skin's delicate collagen, crosslinks, and elastin fibers. It literally dissolves the structural mattress that keeps your face looking plump, taut, and youthful. No, external collagen serum can replace what your internal chemistry is actively melting down. Pathway 3. Cellular turnover. Suppression. Under high cortisol stress, your body constricts the tiny capillaries that feed oxygen and vital micronutrients to your face. Your skin's natural cellular turnover cycle drops significantly, creating a severe biological bottleneck where acne lesions stay inflamed for weeks and leave deep, dark marks that refuse to clear. Reversing this endocrine cascade requires a total shift in strategy. You cannot regulate an autonomous hormonal pathway using a cosmetic cream. We must use biomechanical downregulation to manually intervene in your nervous system. Our target is the vagus nerve, the primary neural superhighway, responsible for activating your parasympathetic rest and rebuild state. To halt the adrenal output of cortisol, you must execute 2 non-negotiable molecular anchors over the next 48 hours. Anchor 1. The cortisol calmer. Emulsion. We must introduce external adaptogenic compounds that modulate the HPA axis response, but they must be delivered using a bioavailable lipid vehicle that bypasses gastric destruction. You will prepare Formulation 2. The cortisol calmer. Take 150 grams of high-density Homset A. 2 yogurt or unsweetened Greek yogurt. Using a glass or ceramic vessel, manually stir in exactly 1/4 teaspoon of organic raw ashwagandha powder, a tiny pinch of green cardamom powder, and 1 teaspoon of raw, unheated honey. Do not use a high-speed electric blender for this step, as the friction heat can denature the sensitive living enzymes, the unique short-chain fatty acids inherent in the A2 dairy matrix serve as a protective shield, locking the active adaptogenic compounds inside a lipid layer. This allows them to pass through the stomach acid completely uninjured, absorbing rapidly through the small intestine to stabilize your endocrine signals. Administer this formulation exactly 1 hour before sunset. Anchor 2. The 4-7-8 neurosedative cadence. Right before your head hits the pillow, you must manually alter your blood gas ratios to signal a complete nervous system shutdown. Sit entirely upright with your spine straight and your shoulders dropped completely away from your ears. Place your tongue lightly against the roof of your mouth, just behind your front teeth. Inhale completely quietly through your nose for a strict count of 4 seconds, expanding your lower diaphragm rather than your chest. Now, suspend that breath at the top, holding your lungs completely full for a count of 7 seconds. Finally, release the breath completely through your mouth, making a soft, audible whoosh sound for a continuous count of 8 seconds. Execute this exact loop 4 times sequentially. The extended, slow 8-second exhale is a biological cheat code. It immediately slows your heart rate, shifts your autonomic nervous system out of sympathetic dominance, and commands your adrenal glands to stop secreting cortisol into your bloodstream. To ensure your body transitions into true cellular repair overnight, we must optimize your sleep architecture. When you sleep with a high internal cognitive load, your brain never reaches deep slow wave sleep. If your sleep is fractured or light, your morning cortisol levels will skyrocket by up to 37% the moment you open your eyes, completely sabotaging your skin matrix before your day even begins. If you struggle with an overactive mind at night, deploy the cognitive shuffle technique. Once your lights are completely blacked out and you are lying down, pick a baseline word such as calm. Start with the calm first letter C and mentally list words that start with C, such as cloud, cluck, canyon, visualizing each item clearly for a few seconds. Once exhausted, move to the letter A, then L, then M. This specific sequence mimics the chaotic, nonlinear thoughts your brain naturally generates right before sliding into a dream state. It tricks your amygdala into believing you are completely safe, dropping your core body temperature and pulling you into deep REM sleep, where growth hormones are released to stitch your dermal cells back together to automate this entire diagnostic process for you. I am currently developing a centralized, operational tracking framework behind the scenes. It is engineered to map your nervous system, metrics, sleep architecture, values, and formulation timings precisely, but the system is not yet cleared for public deployment. For the next 24 hours, your sole command is executing the raw endocrine parameters we have just established. Focus entirely on the B, vagus nerve hack, and the sunset formulation. But running these protocols inside a fragmented, guessing routine is statistically prone to failure. To extract full value from a molecular realignment, your daily data must be perfectly structured, tracked, and measured without friction. You cannot manage what you do not measure. Next week, we unlock Level 3, Hydration Masterclass. We will completely dismantle the pervasive 4-liter water myths and rewrite the universal science of cellular osmosis to show you how true skin plumping actually works. The link in the description is open to request priority waitlist clearance for our centralized operational framework before the deployment window closes. Lock your position in the lab. Subscribe to keep your clearance active. I will see you next week.